In 2008, Nintendo released Super Smash Bros. Brawl. But it wasn't enough. It's like barely a different camera angle. It's also a Chinese choose how camera. It's from like Temu or something. I don't know. This is already a not good start to a video. It's all over the place. There's like a secret camera up on the ceiling too. I don't know. I've been trying to do this really fast also because the tape is coming off and I'm pretty sure it's about to follow me. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm this little dot out here. I don't even know how much you can see me, but I'm here, you know, it's windy, it's cold out here, but I got shit to say about a Wii game. I think there's this misconception that Brawl was unpopular upon its release. I know a lot of the Melee fans felt betrayed by its jeans, the denim, I guess. Mario wears denim now. Is this guy an idiot? He is. What I meant to say is that Brawl was seen as controversial. But before we discuss why it was controversial, we first have to know why Brawl was the way that it was in the first place. Let me level with you. Games usually have one big interconnected community and players that interact throughout while still enjoying their niche within the ecosystem that the game creates. That's why I only fish in Stardew Valley while everyone else grinds the poorly designed dungeons. This isn't farming, dude. Nevertheless, we play together. But Smash Bros is a different beast. It's an insanely popular franchise, so it casts a pretty big net. And the divide between the casual and the competitive scene is like the Moses C trick that he did to destroy Israel, or I don't actually remember. Competitive Smash Bros is its own entire dedicated ecosystem separate from the casual scene. You have major tournaments unaffiliated with Nintendo running decades-long events. You have photographers, merch sellers, competitors, coaches, casters, custom controller makers. What the fuck is that, dude? Remember that time a major was just on a football field? What was that about? It's kind of unrelated. I don't know. The casual enjoyer of Ultimate, for instance, probably doesn't know that there is a high likelihood that wherever they live in the world, there is a Smash Ultimate local running within a couple miles of them. This shit is serious, dude. People have been here for literally their whole lives sometimes. This is itty bitty tiny baby MKLeo winning Anime Expo TNT 2009. And now look at him, boom. Blue hair. That's what Smash does to you, dude. It's a lifestyle. But as big and interesting as the competitive scene is, they often have to reconcile with the fact that yes, they're only a small percentage of the Smash pie chart. Largest Smash Ultimate tourney in the world, EVO 2019. 3,000 entrants. Brother, there are 30 million copies of this game in the wild. So while Brawl was certainly controversial at the time of its release to some fans, the critic and audience reception from the rest of the community was overwhelmingly positive. Across the board, it received universal acclaim. Has a 93 on Metacritic, I think. There's only one mediocre review of the game. It's a 65, and the review was I just didn't like it that much. High key. It's respect.
Brief tangent, somewhat off-topic tangent. I looked up the actual review, and it's amazing.
3 very common cries from those playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl. What the hell is going on? Where the hell am I? What the hell am I supposed to be doing? And this is what? Do I sound like Tucker?
What is going on? When did it suddenly become better to fuck guys?
And this is where Super Smash Bros. Brawl falls flat on its ass. It's supposed to be one of those experiences, deep enough for the hardcore and simple enough for the casual, but it ends up being a bit of a clusterfuck. It's too confusing to keep the attention of the passing player, and it doesn't even offer anything in the way of real depth to keep the committed player hooked. Picture of Luigi. Super Smash Bros. Brawl for those... Brawl, for those unsure, or simply those who have forgotten all about the game's existence, seeing as it came out originally about 49 months ago. How long was this review written afterwards? It's a fine line between frantic and confusing. Mind, he just puts mind in the middle of a sentence. And Brawl does seem to spill over to the latter more than Melee ever did. I don't know. Maybe it's my aged bones making me unable to cope anymore. Maybe it's the credit crunch or the knife crime. It appears yet that Brawl has pissed me off a dozen times. Because it has. It really, really has. Does it say Shane?
No? Oh, it does.
Did you edit that?
No.
You piece of shit. I
have it pulled up.
How?
I have the review pulled up. It's a shame, not Shane.
I was hoping that you would just open your microphone and start recording.
Just start saying it.
Yeah.
Do you think I'd start questioning it around? Fuck, I'm sorry. I am the angry pumpkin.
Back to the real video.
But it had so much shit that just no one had ever seen before. Subspace Emissary was monumental. It's literally like everybody's wet dream. And before we had like crazy crossovers like Joker from Persona 5 and like Simon Richter from Castlevania, Brawl was actually the first Smash game to break out of just the Nintendo IP because it had Metal Gear Solid representation. It has Snake in it. And Sonic, dude. This is after the Dreamcast failed. Like, that's a big deal that Sonic is in Smash Bros. But what it didn't make up for in the competitive feel of it, it made up for in other content. I mean, the stage builder, for instance, was also a dream come true. Fucking coin battle. I don't know. Someone cares about coin battle. Probably not. I think that there was a lot of people that were happy. It sold, what, 11 million units? It was the best-selling Smash game by far. And it was only the third one, but it's a big monumental achievement considering that the Smash game on the last system was the best-selling game on the entire console. It was the GameCube system seller. It was a big deal. All this to say, it's easy to assume the reception was mixed when the overall scene was actually happy. It's just a matter of priorities, because they play the same game in different ways. But how do you design a game to appeal to both audiences? When you're designing a game, you have to design it with the people who are playing it in mind. Something like Combat's Icon Arena was obviously designed for nobody. Melee was designed mostly for competitors. Ultimate was the in-between. And Brawl, I think, was a way to get Smash to a wider audience. And how you do that is you make it more accessible, right? No L canceling, no wave dashing. It's too hard. It's too hard for the general public. But then you add stuff like tripping, and it's like, it seems like it's just there to shit on people who played the last game. But it's to make it easier for people to engage with it on a beginner level, and then it can ramp up to advanced. And people who already were advanced, I don't think, were having a good time. Because we went from Melee tournaments that looked like this to Brawl tournaments that looked like this. And that doesn't mean the second one doesn't have technical stuff in it, right? It just means that it's a different type of game. Shout out Brawl Alternative. Breaks down why Brawl is still interesting in a competitive format. I mean, there's a lot of unique features. The gliding, I can't think of any more, but it creates kind of a separation between the two.
You know how I know there were two sides? Because I was in both of them, bro. I played Brawl as a child. I really did. I picked Meta Knight and I thought I was really good at the game before I realized that he was
Satan. The Goebbels of Brawl.
I get introduced to Brawl from a bus. There was a gaming bus that my friend Cuauhtemoc had for his birthday, and I went inside, and to my surprise, they were playing a game called Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And I loved it. It was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen, and how when you click on the little icon, the remote goes... I went home to my mom like, Mom, please, let me play Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I need it. So we looked up the trailer and rated teen, or my mom's already like, and we get to the part where, you know, Wario kind of does a nuclear fart type explosion. And she looked at me and she said, Aiden, you are not playing this game. But I used to be a casual player of Brawl. I was playing with items, I was doing all the side content. You know, you should do that when you get a Smash Bros. Game, but there are a lot of people that love to optimize their gameplay. I mean, this is, you know, don't get too on me, but this is a fighting game. And I think the director of the game, Masahiro Sakurai, he understands that, but he also understands that there's a sect of the fighting game community that is not very accessible to the casual player. And we know that that was in his design philosophy for Brawl, which is why he made it slower and more accessible to people, because he said so. I mean, check this out.
Melee is the sharpest game in the series. It's pretty speedy all around and asks a lot of your coordination skills. That's why I tried to aim for more of a happy medium with Brawl's play balance. Melee fans who played deep into the game without any problems might have trouble understanding this, but Melee was just too difficult. It makes the gap between beginners and higher level players too large. So this time I made the speed slower. But on that point, I think it would be best to think of Brawl and Melee separately.
Okay. Yeah, see, like, he understands it, right? People have talked about this for a long time. I think there's a notion that it was never supposed to be competitive, which I also don't think is true. I just think that he wants a lot of people to play his game. And, you know, I loved Brawl. I really did. As a child, I loved Brawl. I think we all did. There is skill involved in the engine. Just because it's slower and there are mechanics that are, you know, don't lend themselves to being more competitive, like wave dashing. I mean, come on. Sigma tune, bro. Within the two sects of people that argue relentlessly over whether Smash is a party game or a fighting game or should be competitive or should be more casual, I think there's something to be said about the sect of people that want to optimize it. I think it's an inherent feeling within us that we want to become the best at something. In Brawl, I think it's kind of hard to accentuate that, which is why I think, you know, remains a small competitive scene for Brawl to this day, but it's nowhere near something like Melee or Ultimate or even like Street Fighter and Tekken. It's mostly kind of just an anecdote, right? But that's kind of a lot of wasted opportunity, right?
Honestly, at a certain point, it's like, how can you not like Brawl? I mean, like, has all these characters that even added Lucas from Undertale.
So what? You have two communities within the subsection of the community that you've already created. Well, people just kind of play their own games. The Brawl people kept playing Brawl and Melee kept playing Melee. But what if you had something in the middle? What if you liked the aesthetics of Brawl and the mechanics of Melee? Oh my God! If only there was some sort of, I don't know, like, God, what would you call that? Like a Project M.
Now, what's Project M? Well, I thought you knew. So basically, one day people wanted to make this Falco in Brawl play more like Melee Falco. Then they misclicked and accidentally rebalanced and tweaked to modify the entire roster and added Knuckles. And so Project M was born. The in-between. The what could have been. The if Nintendo hears about this, they won't be happy twin. It was so popular, it started being run at the apex of competitions. Something like, oh, I don't know, Apex 2016, right up there with the real games like Smash 4. That doesn't really count. That's pretty cool, but 2015, the looming threat of an implied Nintendo lawsuit. I mean, it didn't really happen, but what if it does? Boom. Project canceled. Project M? More like Project M did, because it didn't continue. Instead, some of us on the PM team are going to make a really bad Melee clone and make it an esports.
Someday I'm going to start a game company and it's going to be all about
Esports.
And we're gonna call it Wave Dash Studios. It's gonna be awesome. But one guy on the development team was like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. And that chap's name was Dan Salvato, a talented guy. So talented, in fact, he made a whole team named after himself. And in 2017, he made a little known indie game that you might have heard of called Doki Doki Literature Club. There's even a cute little splash screen that says PM died for this. That's, yeah, well, okay, I'm getting off topic. But the impressive thing about Project M beyond the polish was how widely adopted it actually became. The Project M player count at majors would regularly break into the hundreds. Sometimes between 300, 400 people would enter. That would be more than like the real games that were there. And if you're not familiar with the Smash scene or community, they don't really do that for mods. I mean, even within Brawl itself, you have Brawl Plus, which was just PM before PM by the PM, it's pretty just like PM beta. Brawl Minus, Smash 2, Legacy XP, all of these Brawl mods, and yet only one is booted up at the humble local every now and then. As a treat. And you have huge raw remix, whatever the fuck you. A fan mod so dedicated to its design that it's remembered and maintained with some of the same reverence and attention that the mainline official Smash games do. You can even go and see a history of tournament results in great detail on Liquipedia. Up there with the rest of the gang. They're beckoning like,
You're in, dude.
We're in. Yeah, what does that mean?
but alas, not all things can last, especially not good things. And with the release of 3.6, the PM backroom dissolved, leaving nothing but memories and a legacy. Did I scare you? Thought the video was over, but it's not. Probably didn't think the video's over. It's only 9 minutes in. I know this has turned into a little bit more of a history lesson than maybe I would have liked, but it's kind of necessary
to give context to the history surrounding, you know, a pretty interesting subsect of a community that you may or may not be part of. And if you are part of it, maybe you don't even know that this stuff has existed. You might have played Brawl as a child and you had no idea that Project M was around. And when you dig deeper into it, there's a lot to uncover. I mean, I grew up with Brawl. For the longest time, I heard rumblings of what Project M was, but I didn't super know what the whole deal was with it. But the story does not end there. Far from it, actually. When there's a desire and a niche to be filled, i.e. a faster, newer Smash Bros, people aren't just gonna stop developing because Twitch said that they couldn't stream Project M tournaments anymore. They're gonna do something else. Also, I'm an idiot. Earlier when I said Smash Legacy was a mod that wasn't used in tournaments, Smash Legacy Tournament Edition actually did replace Project M for a lot of tournaments. I was talking about Legacy XP, which is like a whole other different thing. I don't know. But built off of Legacy TE, which was itself built off Project M, came a new challenger in around 2018. And since PM was getting a little bit old, it was time for an upgrade. It was time for an addition. I'm talking about Project Plus.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna build a library.
Holy shit! Yep, ordered in. Okay, I know what you're thinking.
I already know what P plus is. You showed Knuckles earlier for a joke, and you had it in the Nirvana the Band the Show clip.
And you had
changed to say M instead of plus on this clip.
Okay, I didn't know that you were paying that close of attention. I kind of rely on people not paying too much attention because it would become clear that I don't actually know what I'm talking about. Here's the down low. PM was getting heat, so the Project M dev team scattered, but a couple of them reformed, along with some top players throwing in some community members, and bada bing, bada boom, Project Plus is in the room. The official, unofficial PM successor. But what's different about this one? Project Plus is green now, is the difference. If Project M is purple, Project Plus is green. Project Plus doesn't aim to change the thesis of PM's overhaul. It focuses on balancing, bug fixes, and Knuckles. I'll finna chuckle. Charizard gets a new move, but the big new feature is Knuckles. That's really, he's there. For legalized. Apparently there was like this meme that was like legalized Knuckles. I don't know what was going on there. Was he banned in tournaments? That would be messed up.
I don't know why the camera looks like this in this clip. Don't yell at me.
I can't lie to you. I didn't play a lot of PM, but we did play, me and my roommate, a lot of P+. Like a lot of P+. This is footage of it right here. I'm learning how to wave dash with Luigi. It's quite fun. The base of Brawl is amazing. The character design and the overall aesthetic of Brawl is really good. The denim, I know, the denim betrayal, but the jeans fit, bro. You know, I'm no good at the game. I'm just a casual enjoyer. I'm a casual fan, but it's damn good. It really is. It honestly, it feels like a real Smash game. I think that's the coolest thing about Project Plus and Project M is that it doesn't aim to be like some sort of extravagant overhaul or extravagant, like a reimagining. It is if Brawl was designed with a different philosophy, which is really cool. The team was obviously incredibly passionate about this, and I think following suit, the community is as well. There are still, to this day, despite the fact that there are no official sanctioned PM tournaments, things like Riptide, there are, which is a large, usually Smash Bros tournament. There is a tournament called Undertow, which to this day, every single year, all the P+ players come out and they try to kick each other's asses. There's an underground Smash Bros community that exists for a game that isn't even supposed to be real. The barrier of entry being somewhat high, just because you have to download something on your computer. It's not really that high of a barrier entry, but you have to understand that the casual person doesn't really, I did not know how to set this up when I was 16. I tried, but could not get it to work.
It's a nightmare to set up this game, Jesus Christ.
Here's the setup, okay? You have the GameCube controller, classic. Fucking doesn't work half the time, and the stick is messed up. This is connected to the GameCube adapter, okay? This can switch to PC or to Wii U and Switch. And if you plug this in, this connects to the shitty 1990 USB 2.0 adapter that I got from Savers. It's so old, it has this, you know what I'm talking about? It's like old fucking like braid cable. That connects to the PC, okay? That's the whole thing you have to do to get on to Project Plus. My computer's oh great.
Was I a stupid ass 16-year-old? Absolutely. Ratmon figured it out before me. Melee's barrier of entry is very high at this point, just because of how long the game has been around. The meta is developed as hell, bro. There's only like 9 characters that you can play. I know that's disputed. Awesome Sauce video, watch that video. But like the really cool thing about P Plus is that pretty much all the characters are viable. In an era where like heavies and Smash Bros are almost shit on all the way, the best player in the world is just rockin' Donkey Kong, bro. The PM and the P Plus team are not the same. There are some members that are the same, but it's just like people continuing carrying the torch. Melee players, those who didn't stay behind, carried the torch to Project M. Project M carried the torch to Project Plus, right?
When they added a new stage, it's pretty boring. It's just Bowser's Castle.
I make a joke about this in the video. This is the only unique stage to PM that they made this custom. Looks pretty nice. There's a secret Koopa on the background.
It's like his hidden Mickey kind of.
It's like a fucking hidden Mickey. Oh my god.
But for me, it wasn't enough. I played it for a while, but something was missing for me. You know, I loved it, but I didn't like it. You know?
But Aiden, I hear you dumbasses already yelling. How can you not like Project Plus? They added Knuckles from Undertale.
It's not doing it for me at this time, Tony. I can't say at this time in the doing it for me regard. It's just not grabbing me. It's not really grabbing. Knuckles, he doesn't satisfy me. He insists on himself. He's a little bit of a show dog. And the 3-tip thing, it frightens me as well, frankly. And the Bowser stage, I mean, come on. Cheese Land, anything, please. It has to be interesting. And put the Fall Guys stage in there. What's it called? It's a ice cream desert. Great Wall. Listen, it's a pipe dream. If you can get Sub-Zero and Sans in there, call me back, right? Are you serious?
Well, this is awkward. Okay, what the hell am I looking at? Well, this is Project MEX Remix. It really has everything. I mean, it has no fucking way, dude. My boy is here, bro! Who would have thought?
This fight work is so good. This makes me want to have like 2 more years. They give changes like every level and they stack and they just throw it away at the end. They give you like the hardest level of all time.
Full circle, bro. This is Greek mythic shit.
This is mythic classic Greek shit.
But yeah, this is quite a beast. I mean, look at that roster. Not only do we have Knuckles, we have Tails, Metal Sonic, Shadow, Sukapon. I mean, it's really a treat. We have some of the Ultimate characters where it seems to be to the best of their ability. A complete rip of the movesets, bar for bar, you know, with some slight alterations. I don't know if the Brawl engine allows for meters of things, so you can't see your Arsene meter on Joker and you can't see your limit meter on Cloud. There are also just some iffy implementations of Heroes Down B where it's the 4 same spells and you input a direction. It works enough. There are also some special cases like Pyra and Mithra who are their own unique characters now and as such need new Down B abilities. Mithra's like, it's an electric thing. It's pretty cool to see how all these characters act in the P Plus engine, though at times it does feel like there were some large differences in the design philosophy between the P Plus and the PMEX Remix team. Are you kidding me? Which isn't a bad thing, but like it kind of creates friction between the characters. But okay, let's be fair. I don't know if it was really designed to be competitive, kind of like a fan version of Smash Ultimate, I guess. What if Vector Man was playable? I don't know, dude. What if? What if we had a character half the size of the screen?
Talk about Metal Face, bro.
Also, he just has a regular old sex kick. Good old sex kick, which is awesome. Dark Samus, an Echo no more. Let's just slap 5 different moves that already exist onto a guy.
So yeah, this game is fucking crazy. It's a bit of a mess though. The characters that were designed for P Plus are, I believe, balanced, but they're pretty much unchanged. And the discrepancy between the P Plus characters and the Remix characters are kind of, you know, it's pretty noticeable. I mean, some of the characters feel pretty fucking janky.
You're doing some crazy shit.
Which is not to say that it's bad, but, you know, you can tell. you can really tell. I don't know if it's really meant to be that balanced though. This was a project that was supposed to be kind of an all-star cast thing. And for what it is, it's pretty good. You know, PMEX Remix, despite having one of the worst designed names possible, is quite fun, if not janky. I would say that the best feeling characters are definitely the P+ ones, and then second are the characters from Ultimate, whose movesets are pretty much just ripped from that game. I'm sure it took more work than I anticipate to get them into this game. And then the characters that are, you know, specific to PMEX Remix, which, you know, includes Sans and Sub-Zero. They're a little bit janky, but it's to be expected, right? These are designed from people of all different types of skill sets, backgrounds. It's kind of just mashing a bunch of things that a bunch of people made into one thing. And for, you know, for what it is, it works. It does work.
It doesn't really look like there was a lot of tournaments for this. I can only find 3 ever on start.gg.
Wait, she's going Sans?
Sains, bro, Sains.
Seems like a hazard to stream this, I would assume. Wow, that was a pretty fast segment, my .com friend. You're probably saying, especially for such a big cast of characters. I mean, wow! How can you even top that? How could you even begin to fathom a more robust, more balanced, maybe a more optimized version of PMEX Remix? It's insane. Frankly, it's ludicrous to assume. Who else are they even gonna add? Kumatora? From Undertale?
Well, this is awkward.
Super Smash Rex. Where do I even begin? Okay, so this isn't even a successor to PMEX Remix. It's actually built off an let's just recap the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to unravel this, the exact timeline, okay? From how we got from Brawl to Rex. Brawl. Nothing too fancy, that's it. Now from Brawl in 2009, we have Brawl Plus, one of the first gameplay mods, 2009, okay? This is when the Brawl Plus mod comes out. Brawl Plus ended development because the staff became estranged and antagonistic towards each other, according to Smash Wiki, so we're just gonna take their word for it. Most of the team from Brawl Plus moves on to its spiritual successor, Project M, okay? The big one we talked about in 2010. I think, around that. That's as far back as I can find it. Last version is 3.6. Then the whole Nintendo stuff happens with Twitch telling them that they can't do something. I don't know. They just stopped development. And from there, I'm sure there's like actually something in between, but we have Smash Bros. Legacy Tournament Edition in 2014. It's like around the time Smash 4 was coming out. This effectively replaced PM. Then from there, we have Project Plus, which was in 2018. This is this is a modification of the tournament edition of Project M. And this effectively replaced Legacy Tournament Edition. They also added Knuckles in this one. Okay, that's the big one. Then from here, it gets a little bit murky because their naming schemes are horrible. Project M, EM Remix. Wait, that can't be right. Project M, EX Remix, or just PMX Remix, or just Remix, or I guess by the logo, PMEX Remix DX. I'm not super sure. As far as I know, this is based off of Project Plus. And it was like late 2018. Added a bunch of new characters. Wait, scratch that. There's actually one before that. According to a Mirahi's wiki, Project MEX, which is, I don't know if that's like a different version. Is that referring to the Project Plus tournament add-on? PM Remix is based off of an older build called PMEX ALM 5252's Custom Build Tournament Edition. CBT in there. And then Remix was born from TEX. I think that might be, I think what that means is this what TEX is? Is this, because this is the Project Plus Tournament Edition TX. Maybe that's, oh, I think I'm seeing now the TX. This is also 2018? Wait, scratch that. This is 2022. And then, Alex is schizophrenic right now. And then it's like, it gets murky. I think it gets murky here because the first build of Remix DX or PMEX Remix D, it's like too many fucking letters. First build is in like what, 2018? So at some point did this just switch over to using this version at a specific date? I don't know. But from Remix EX, we have Super Smash Bros. Rex, or just Super Smash Rex. It's not a project anymore, in 2025. So here we are. It's a spiritual successor to a mod of a build of a spiritual successor of a mod of a game. Got it? Okay, Rex is a behemoth, and while not adding as many new fighters as Remix did, it did the work of making all those puzzle pieces of all those iterations fit together. As far as I can tell, most characters were balanced, and some previous ones were entirely overhauled. There's even music composed specifically for the game, and it sounds, well, it was pretty good. It was alright. It wasn't great, but it was fine. We've got custom items, the double cherry that I can't get to work. They added the final zoom that's somehow even more fake than the ultimate zoom. He added Incineroar. I love Incineroar. And Master Chief, I'm indifferent about Master Chief. I actually hate how he plays, but they added the final smash meter. I'm still not gonna use it, but thank you anyways. They added fucking Primid, dude. Who is that? Oh, his name is Rock. His name is just Rock? You can change your HUD color to pink. What more do you people need? It's a pretty cohesive package, and as far as I understand, it can actually run on your Wii.
Would you look at that? It's good old Rex.
At your discretion. This has so much love and care put into it. It's oozing at the seams. Why is that in the fucking script? Why did I write that? I mean, at least it has more love put in it than their website. What is this modding template? Good question. News. News will go here. This game is really fun. The P+ engine suits many of these characters incredibly well.
What on earth was that?
Kumatora is my favorite by far. She's just incredible to play. You can zoom around and the mix-up game is slick as Rick. The balancing is still a bit off in some places. Whoever let Fierce DD Link have side B is going to hell for sure. I can almost guarantee that. Kicking it with Reagan and others. But it really just takes what is ostensibly a terror soup of different ideas and converts it into an eclectic gumbo of mixed mechanics and different eras of development. It shapes it into something that resembles an identity.
It's Super Smash Bros. Our project, remember?
This is a lot more appealing to me than something like PMEX Remix because while it looks similar, I agree, it has done an expansive job on the inside to make it a more coherent experience. Some of the characters from PMEX Remix have had their moves tweaked or changed entirely. I know this because Nintendo's forward air is different. It's a miracle of a mod. How this was achieved, I do not know. How does this run on someone's Wii? I think the Rex team are just wizards of their craft. And for the record, the characters added by the Rex team specifically are obscenely polished.
And it's like, at this point, how can you hate Project Nexus? They added Sans from Mother 3.
This dude called it Project Nexus.
I can't wait for the next tag, dude. They just keep adding more stuff and more characters. And what? That's it? Smash Universe? Okay, let me look this up.
Yeah, some of these are repeats. Oh, it can play on the Grubhub burger.
No, that's I'm okay. So this is just ostensibly a bunch of shit taped together, right? I mean, it's like 4 different teams, characters developed by God knows how many people, all packaged into one haphazard goody deluxe bag. That's what I thought as soon as I played the game, and to be honest, this was the game that made me start this entire video and project a couple months ago, because I thought it was a ludicrous concept for a game. All the ridiculous fan suggestions, all the fan favorites that have been asked about for years, the original guy from the prototype of Smash Bros. With a Pepsi Man skin, it's all a bit much. You know, what was it for? What was any of it for? Eba Schmerby, Eba Doobie Gabby,
And then the long-ass video essay with something that really tied it all together. A breaking of the ironic persona, maybe, where he talks about community and also maybe that Nintendo could not make what the fans made. They wouldn't put Vector Man in. But at the end of the day, why wouldn't you just play ultimate? Is the real question. Lol. Thanks for watching.
Videos no one will see. Oh my god. Nothing in this life fucking matters. Dude, why couldn't I just like be into trains or like knitting or something? I always gotta be so fucking extra. I'm out here in the goddamn field in the middle of the night. What am I doing? The Chinese camera probably didn't even pick any of that shit up. Oh,